Hey guys, it's Leviatros, and welcome to my new series, Living Off One More Dollar a Day, starting with Day $1. I figured the beginning of Day 1 would be the best time to explain the rules, because they're not going to change at all over time, except one rule that's to be determined, but we'll cover that when we get to it. So let's go ahead and jump into the rules. Rule 1, I get one additional dollar each day to budget for food. So on day 1 I get $1, day 2 I get $2, day 3, $3, and so on. So day 10 I would have $10. Pretty simple math. Now, this budget each day, that includes tax, and I have to be able to buy it that day. I can't buy a $10 bag of chicken and eat a tenth of it and say that it was a dollar. I can't go to the register with something that says it costs a dollar on the shelf and then use extra money to cover the tax. I have to be able to walk in with that money in hand and leave the store with those items. Now I'm planning to do the series until either I tap out and give up, or the challenge no longer feels like a restraint. Because if I make it to day 100 and I can basically buy a week's worth of groceries every day, it doesn't really mean anything at that point. But we'll see how long I last, or at what point it seems like it no longer means anything. Rule 2 is that for this challenge, water is considered free. If I had to pay for it and account out of my budget, I'd look at what the cost per gallon is for tap water and just drink that the whole time. But a gallon of water from the tap is about less than a penny, and so I don't think it's going to be a big challenge either way. But with the challenge already being something that dietitians or nutritionists would not recommend to eat $1 a day, I think let's not add the risk of hydration on top of that. Now, if I want to drink soda or juice or coffee or anything like that, I will have to take it on my budget, but just plain water, that's not going to count against me. And I feel like I'm pretty well suited to do this challenge because I there's not anything that I drink or eat daily. I don't drink caffeine because if I don't drink it for a day, I get caffeine withdrawal and I get a migraine. And I very rarely drink alcohol. I have like maybe one or two drinks a month, so giving up on that for however long this challenge is not going to be an issue for me. So I feel like I'm pretty well suited for it. I do have daily allergy medicine that I should be taking, but I haven't been recently, and I won't be for this challenge. Just in case taking that like tiny pill is enough to that's like, oh, I'm so full that if I didn't have that pill, then I would be really struggling. So to just make sure everything's consistent, if I want to take daily allergy medicine, I'll make that part of my budget, I guess. But I think I just won't be doing that. Rule 3 is that at the end of the day, if I have any leftover food, I'm allowed to carry that throughout the rest of the series. This means that if I buy an 8 pack of hot dogs one day, I eat 6 of them, I can use those 2 leftover hot dogs throughout the rest of the series. Part of this is because the alternative would be that any food that's left over I can't use for the rest of the series, and by that point it'd probably expire before the series ends. So this is to cut down on food waste, but also gives me more options that if I just really want to make myself a sandwich, instead of having to wait until day 10 or so, when I can afford to buy a loaf of bread, a pack of cheese, and some deli meat, I can instead plan ahead a little bit and maybe one day buy a package of deli meat, eat part of it but save some of it for later, then the next day buy a pack of cheese, use some of it but keep some of it left over, and then on the final day buy a loaf of bread and be able to just make myself a sandwich for once. Rule 4, if I'm allowed to do the same thing with any leftover change at the end of the day and spend that throughout the rest of the series, will be determined by you. I'm going to let the audience decide if I get to carry change over to the next day for the rest of the series, or if the budget is use it or lose it. This will be decided based on the comments on the day 1 video. So if you think I should be allowed to carry money over for the rest of the series, just comment I'm allowed or simply yes or no. Either way, I'll count that as a vote. Just make sure that you comment a new comment, not part of a thread. And on day 4, before I go shopping for the day, I'll take a look at the comments and see which side has more yeses or nos, and that will decide what I'm allowed to do. If I am allowed to, it just makes the challenge objectively easier having a little bit more money for that day. But I'll leave it up to you and see if the audience is going to help me out a little bit or kind of make it a little more difficult for me. Rule 5 is that food cannot be bought for me. This means that if family or friends want to cover my meal, they're not allowed to. I can't go beyond that budget that is set for the day. Otherwise, the entire strategy of this series would just be scheduling dates every day and then charming them to pay for me. But to clarify, paying for my date does not come out of the budget. Just because I'm doing this challenge doesn't mean that she also has to order off the kids menu. And finally, Rule 6. Recurring coupons and deals are allowed, but not one-time specials. This is stuff like a free sandwich for first-time app users or birthday specials. If it's not something that's recurring at least weekly, I don't want it to be something that I can use in the challenge. Otherwise, the first few days would just be cashing in all these specials that only get used once, and I want the budget each day to kind of represent what it looks like to eat at that budget long term. If I go to the grocery store and something's on sale, I am allowed to buy it at that discounted price. Various items are always on sale, it just has to be on sale at that time I'm at the store that day. So I think that covers all the rules and requirements that I have to work through as I go through this challenge. So without further ado, I'm going to go to the grocery store now and see what I can get for this amount. The smallest bill I have is actually a $10 bill, so I'm going to get change before I go, but for video purposes, this is the budget for today. Alright guys, I got change for the 10, so I'm going to take $1, leave everything else and my wallet in the car so I can't use that as a backup, but it feels kind of scary to be holding 4 days worth of food budget in my hand on day 1, but we'll see how it goes. But for day, $1. Okay guys, I'm already getting a little nervous because I went to the ramen section because obviously the box ramen is 69 cents. Fortunately, we still have just the package, and that's still 44 cents. Like, that was my ace in the hole, and when I was in college, I thought it was like 22, 24 cents, so I was like, with tax, I can get like 3 of them. I'm gonna be eating like 2 of these for today, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, I'm back from the grocery store, so let's see what I got. So even though it was more expensive than I was anticipating it to be based on when I had previously bought it, I did go ahead and get 1 pack of ramen, creamy chicken flavor, and this was 44 cents, so I could have gotten 2, but I think I'm gonna split it up, get a little bit of variety. I think it'll be nice day 1 to not just eat 2 packs of ramen for the day. Bananas were 59 cents a pound, and the only thing is I got really stressed, really concerned about getting too many bananas, going to check out with a $1 bill, and then being over the price and have to like pit bananas back. So I played it very safe and I bought 1 banana. The total for the entire bill ended up being, for these 2 items, 66 cents. Which means I could have bought a second banana because they were 22 cents each, but I just don't want to inconvenience other people. And so I was like, if I go to checkout and I'm trying to buy 2 bananas and a pack of ramen, and I go, oh, sorry, it's over $1. Let me put one of the bananas back. I feel like it's just too embarrassing. And the thing is, it's not like I can afford it. I just don't know how to explain to them, no, I'm doing a video series and I can only spend $1 today. Don't worry, don't pity me. I can pay for it. So I was like, let's play it safe. Let's do 1 banana. I could have gotten a second one. And maybe if I get really hungry, I can go back and get a second banana because they're like a banana this size is like 22 cents. So that's not bad. But I'm just gonna, this is gonna be it for this trip at least. And then I was surprised ending day 1 with 34 cents and change. So I got like a whole quarter left at the end of day 1. Now, if I can use that quarter, this 34 cents for the rest of the series, that'll be determined by if people vote yes or no. Comment, I can carry change over, I can't carry change over, yes or no. Either one of those is a valid vote. This is going to be my food for the day. So I think I'm gonna have the banana for like breakfast/lunch, and then ramen as like a nice dinner to end the day on. It was very different shopping with a budget of $1 compared to going with however much you care to spend, because there's so many items that'd be like a bag of chips for like $4, and it's like, okay, to actually be able to afford that with my $1 budget, I'd have to eat nothing for 4 days. And then on day 5, because of tax, I could buy the bag of chips for $4, and then that'd be it. So it's really putting into perspective the cost of food and how difficult it is, especially when you don't already have money. They can go, I'm going to buy this for $5 and make it last 5 days. You have to go, I need to be able to buy this for $1, like, right now. So, very different. Banana and ramen, that's going to be it for today. Maybe 2 bananas. I could have done that. Okay, I know this is going to sound insane, but before I eat my banana, I'm going to actually microwave it. And I know it sounds crazy. I'm going to explain it, and I think hopefully you'll come around to my side. I'm going to do 10 seconds at half power. So the reason I'm microwaving it is not because I like warm bananas. I realized after eating frozen banana smoothies that I drink, I'm like, oh yeah, this is pretty good. And my lips would be like tingling, like they'd feel kind of numb. I did some research into it. Apparently there's like a protein in bananas that I'm allergic to, but if you heat it up, it breaks down that protein and your body doesn't have a reaction to it. So I can eat banana bread or anything that's baked. I just can't eat like raw or unheated bananas. I've done this before when I'd make the smoothies. I'd microwave it for a little bit, pin before I froze it, and then it turned out good. I want to have like that numbing sensation. I'm gonna put this in the fridge just to like cool down before I eat it. But hopefully that makes sense, and I don't sound like a crazy person. That I'm like I need to before I eat a banana, I need to microwave it. So yeah, this is day one. This is going to be the most difficult day, and you might be wondering kind of like what did I eat before starting the challenge? Because I feel like it would kind of make sense to be like, oh, I'm gonna be eating pretty small amounts the next few days. Let's eat like a full buffet or something like that. For me, I kind of wanted to quit cold turkey, but I didn't have any turkey in my fridge, so I decided to end the day eating a Tyson chicken fried steak. And part of that, the reasoning was that first of all, I do actually genuinely like it. It's like quite good, which I think also kind of makes it easy for me that eating food that's like not very expensive is kind of like what I eat anyway. That's like what I look forward to. I already made the gravy for it, and by the time the challenge ended, that gravy would not be good anymore. So I was like, let's go ahead and eat this before it perishes. But yeah, I had that. It was pretty good. Oh man, my the banana has like a brown spot. It's not super appetizing, but I'm gonna eat it. This is all I have anyway. But yeah, it was actually a pretty good meal. The thing is, that night, even before midnight, like 11:30, I was like, man, I'm feeling really hungry. I knew I could just like fill up, like snack on a lot of stuff before midnight. I was like, now I kind of want to end it on the chicken fried steak and not go into this like stuffed from the previous day because I feel like that's also kind of like rigging it a little bit because I can't do that consistently every day if I was to do this long term, like $1 a day for the foreseeable future. I wanted to give it more of a like a fair assessment. But yeah, that's what I had. So this is like my breakfast, like my lunch, and then later tonight I'll be having the ramen, which I'm going to the theater in a bit to see two movies. One's Sorry Baby. It's an A24 film, really good review, so hopefully it'll be like a pleasant experience. Then after that I'll be seeing the new Fantastic Four movie, which I'm not super into the MCU. I'm like I guess I'm kind of going in with like no thoughts or like open mind, I guess, because I'm not particularly looking forward to it, but I'll give it a shot. But hopefully, the movies will help distract me from the hunger. Uh, the thing is, it's gonna be surrounded by people eating popcorn, which is gonna be maybe a little more difficult. Yeah, I don't really eat bananas in general, but for 59 cents a pound and having more variety than just ramen, I figured I might as well do it. Which is kind of funny, a little ironic that I'm eating healthier with this like $1 a day budget than I was when I had like an unlimited budget essentially. But hmm, I think it'll be good to kind of try like more variety of foods and healthier stuff. The only thing is with me having so limited on how much food I can eat, if I buy something that is healthier and I'm like I'll give it a shot and I don't like it, I'm kind of like screwed for the day. So we'll see what happens, but I think eating a banana that's safe. I'll power through this. Not like particular into it, but it'll be fine. Yeah. Tastes like someone microwaved it or something. All right, so I finished the banana. It was fine. Like I would have liked it to ripen more, but I'm hungry today. I already tried to buy like the ripest banana I could find. So I'm gonna have a glass of regular plain water and then probably head to the theater afterwards. And I'll be getting home from the theater like pretty late, so when I have the ramen and everything like that, should be pretty nice that I'll be going to bed like pretty soon after that. I was kind of concerned I might have to like have sleep for dinner and just kind of go to bed early to prevent this like to like avoid the hunger. All right, I'm back from the theater. The hunger wasn't too bad during the movies. On the drive home, I passed by Taco Bell and I was like, that sounds really good. But unless they really changed their menus recently, I don't think anything on the menu costs less than 34 cents. But in the next few days, I should be able to afford Taco Bell for a meal. So we'll see what happens when we get there. But for now, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to eat my ramen for tonight. And then I'll kind of talk about the movies a little bit as I eat. But I'm going to go ahead and cook that real fast. All right. I am back with my bowl of ramen. It's like so close to full. But okay. So yeah, I got my bowl of ramen and a glass of regular plain water, which is allowed. So I'm gonna let that cool down for a bit. Yeah, so the movies I saw Sorry Baby and Fantastic Four. And Sorry Baby went into it pretty blind, didn't really know a lot about it. It's the newest A24 film. And starting off, it was like this friendship of like two women that are like very close. And I was watching this like, I don't know, maybe this like isn't really my thing. Like I'm definitely not the target audience, But there are some funny moments, and then the movie gets like very serious, but it does it in a good, like meaningful way. And then the movie overall, it's like still pretty funny at times. Like it has a lot of funny moments, and still kind of shows you this type of experience and kind of how it is to move on after that happens. And so definitely not a movie I would like recommend to a ton of people because like they kind of have to be up for like a A24 film that moves at its own pace, which is not fast. But it had a lot of funny moments and was a good I think it was like a good experience to have to kind of like get this insight to someone else's experience. And then saw Fantastic Four. I won't go into any spoilers, but I thought it was actually pretty good. I'm not typically super into Marvel movies, especially lately, but I felt like this was a good like sci-fi movie experience that was enjoyable throughout it. And I think part of it, I like the like smaller scope of it, that it's not like this big, all these different teams, all these different characters. And so yeah, I had a good time. I was pleasantly surprised by it. I will say it was cool, but I feel like Sorry Baby is going to be a movie that I'm going to be thinking about longer term than I will about Fantastic Four. But oh, like it's tough because I want more people to have the experience that Sorry Baby gave me, but I would recommend Fantastic Four to more people just because it's easier, it's more palatable, especially to people that I don't know very well. But I feel like Sorry Baby is a movie that more people should experience. But, that's kind of my thoughts on it. I will enjoy this ramen. But yeah, I felt like during the movies, like I was watching Sorry Baby, and I was like, I don't feel hungry during the film. Like I felt like I wasn't distracted by my hunger or anything like that. I definitely would eat more if I could, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and eat my ramen for the night, do some editing for the video that I'll be posting tomorrow and that you'll be watching today, now, whenever it gets posted. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting journey to go through having an extra dollar a day. Because right now, it just feels so limiting that I go around the grocery store and there's like nothing I can buy. I think it's definitely going to be interesting to kind of see like I have more options of what I could buy, but it's like, what should I buy? And also just kind of like later on, like day 20, day 30, if I get there, just kind of like how my like priority changes because I feel like as I get higher up, I'm kind of concerned when food waste starts to be created because at the moment there's none because I'm eating everything I can, but later on, like down the series, I'm like how long is it before I have food that I'm like, oh, I'll just toss this and stuff like that. And when I start getting more options available, what is kind of like my top priority of like, oh, I really want this food, if it's like a dessert or just like fast food or something, comment down any suggestions you have below because I definitely don't want it to just be the same food every day basically and just more of it over time. But I think it'll be interesting. So make sure you subscribe if you want to get notifications for future episodes and see how the journey goes over time. I'll be posting this daily, so you can watch it pretty much in real time, as close as I can get without just live streaming it. So, in summary, for day one, I used my $1 to purchase one pack of ramen and one banana for 66 cents, leaving me with 34 cents in change. Now, for leftover food, I had nothing, and leftover money, I have 34 cents. But for now, I'll be starting tomorrow with $2 and nothing more.